What is up, Colts Nation? Welcome to the first episode of Tossin Horshoes. My name is Van Kemp. I'm gonna be your host, and um, been excited about this, man. Been working a whole lot on getting this page up and running, getting my Twitter up and running. So I appreciate that everybody is tuning in today, but also if you want to give it some love, really working hard on getting some videos out. So if you want to, like, subscribe. I'll attach that in the subscription below. So give us a follow, Twitter and YouTube. So jumping into it, man, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to some of the people that have helped me get here today. No Horsing Around podcast, Steven and Zach. They've been a big input on my journey starting this channel. So shout out to you all. Appreciate the help and really everybody else along the way. So I want to start off a little bit of story about myself. I've been a Colts fan most of my life. You can ask all my friends, a little bit of a, psycho about it, but, I get excited about anything Colts Nation. So really looking forward to, like I said, sharing this space with you all and getting some content out there to, support the best team in the NFL, baby. So story about myself, my family. My dad's side was from Baltimore originally. We're all from Virginia now. So, we were Johnny Unitas fans, Peyton Manning fans. Anything and everything Colts is the Kemps bleed blue. So appreciate you all tuning in and really just excited about this season. We've had a lot going on. Training camp just ended. So really just excited to get this regular season going. We've had, fantastic, off season, I think, in the draft and also free agency. So episode 1, I want to tune into that. I want to jump into what what has the Colts done this off season in terms of pickups. I'm going to kind of go through my top 3. Love to hear your input and your experience with it as well. So jumping into it, man. As we know, last season, very difficult ending. Carson Wentz couldn't get it done. Defense really couldn't get it done either. But, we had JT outbreak season, led the league in rushing yards. And here we are, can't even beat the worst team in the NFL, the Jaguars. So I don't know about you. I was watching Hard Knocks mid-season. I still haven't watched the Hard Knocks episode for the last week of the season. But tough loss, but I'm excited how Chris Ballard has handled this offseason. I mean, we sent Carson Wentz over, no dead cap, fantastic. We got a couple picks out of it, right? Which, ultimately led to the pickup of, the number 1, right? Matt Ryan. I mean, little bit, not in his prime, but I think he fits this mold for this offense. That pocket passer. Really excited about hearing about his leadership in training camp. He's meeting with the receivers in the hallways one-on-one. Hey, what happened today? And I just think his leadership speaks volume. Obviously, Frank Reich listening, letting Matt run the tempo of the offense and all throughout training camp. So I kind of label it like this: Matt Ryan's revenge tour, man. Leaving the Falcons kind of on the decline from the Falcons. But here with the running game, the offensive line led by Quentin Nelson, I think it's a perfect fit. As I said, fits the mold almost perfect. So excited for Matt Ryan and really looking forward to today's matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. We're hearing that they're going to play their starters through possibly a half in the Colts as well. So excited to see some up tempo. Ryan's had a little bit of preseason, but ultimately today's game will be a nice indicator of how they're going to start this season. We need a quick start. We need a couple division wins in the first couple weeks of the season, set us up for success for this season. So excited for Matt Ryan, man. That was big news when it came over. So really excited. Next one, Yannick, my dog, man. He has embraced Colts Nation so much. I think, with the loss of Rock Ya-Sin. I mean, that was a trade for trade with the Raiders. So that was Rock Ya-Sin was a big loss for the Colts defense. And he had some ups and downs throughout the season, but that was a big piece of our backfield. So, adding Yannick to that defensive line for that pass rush, I think the sky's a limit for him. I have some familiarity with Gus Bradley, our new defensive coordinator. He came from the Raiders. So I think they kind of fit that scheme fairly well. Another thing, I mean, he can be a mentor, right? Kwity Paye, Deo Dengbo, they're all getting into their second season in the NFL, right? So Yannick can kind of be that mentor for these young cats coming in and trying to make a name for themselves on the Colts, right? So I think his pickup was big. Him and D Buck, that's going to be dangerous. I'm hoping. I'm calling over on 9 sacks for Yannick this season. I'm giving him that stat only because every season he's been in the NFL, he has not had fewer than 8 sacks. I mean, he's a specimen. He's a freak athlete. And just his personality all through training camp, he has embraced us, and he is ready to go. I think, it speaks volumes when he's reaching out to local Colts charities. He's reaching out to even teachers in the Indianapolis area saying, what is your wish list on Amazon? Let's get this out there. Getting Pat McAfee. He's on the Man-to-Man podcast with Darius Butler and Antoine Bethea. So he's the personality that the Colts need, and I'm excited for his leadership, come this season. Next one, 5-time Pro Bowler, Stefan Gilmore. Back to the Rock Ya-Sin being, big blow to the cornerback, losing him. We're looking to fill that void with Stefan Gilmore. I mean, hoping, he looks good. I think in training camp, he's been in one-on-ones. I don't think a lot of Colts receivers have had, success when they're one-on-one with Stefan Gilmore. So, just having his talent, his leadership, his veteran status in that backfield is going to be, dangerous. He's lining up opposite of he's lining up opposite of Kenny Moore, right? So that's the two swing punch right there. Obviously Kenny Moore going through contract discussions, but that seems to be positive. That's another episode. We can kind of jump into that, but I'm really excited. I mean, 5-time Pro Bowler and 2019 Defensive Player of the Year. Hoping that he can, regain that status with the Colts. And while we're on the cornerback and safeties and stuff like that, another massive pickup. I think the long-term solution for the Colts is going to be Nick Cross out of Maryland. I mean, 3rd-round pick. He has so much upside for this, backfield. He has been a specimen in training camp. I mean, the film on him, the interactions in preseason games, again, I mean, even against the Lions, in red zone coverages, he is going to be a freak athlete, man. He is going to be a massive piece for the Colts. And I think, there's even reports coming out of him possibly getting defensive rookie of the year. So if he can kind of follow in Stefan's, footsteps, I think that's a fantastic long-term solution for the Colts. I think we signed him for 2 years, Stefan. So I mean, he'll be there. He'll bring that veteran presence, like I said. Rodney Mccloud, he came from the Eagles. He's another veteran guy we got in there. But while we're on the rookies, Alec Pierce, freak athlete, height, speed, gets off the line quick. Excited to see him in today's game against the Tampa Bay, the Bucks. I think having them play a full half is a good look, right? We need to get them jumping, man. We need to get the Colts ready for week 1 against the Texans come in a couple weeks. So I think I cannot get that fly out of this room. I don't know why. I feel like I kill it, but then I don't. So Apologize for that. He's a Colts fan too, I'd imagine. So, um, anyway, I think we're getting a lot of input from the media and everything for why are we starting our starters for a whole half? Obviously, JT Naheem Hines will not be playing, but I think it's a good move. We can get a good jump to this season. We can get a good indication of where we are in terms of defense, offensive line, wide receiver core. So I'm excited for it. But I want to thank you all for tuning in to today. I'd like to hear kind of your input on what the Colts did this offseason. Who's your favorite? Why? I want to interact with anybody and everybody on Colts Nation. So, like I said, subscribe. I got my Twitter up here, so if you want to give Van Kemp at NFL, you follow the pod, follow me on Twitter. I would much appreciate it. So, really look forward to sharing, man. Any input you all have from the video, tips and tricks. I'm new to this, so really appreciate you all tuning in, and I look forward to many episodes to come, man. So shout out Colts Nation, and till next time.